The first time humanity encountered the
What they
Galactic Empire,
found was
it
beyond
wasn't with the
anything they could have
grandeur of
imagined.
blazing
A
starships
ship of
or the
impossible
tense
size and
diplomacy of
power.
first contact. No, it happened in the most unassuming way possible. A single human exploration vessel stumbled into an Imperial patrol zone. What followed would go down in galactic history as the most bizarre and unexpected first contact ever recorded. The Odyssey, a mid-sized exploration ship from Earth, was on its maiden voyage beyond the Sol system. Its mission was simple: map uncharted regions of space, collect data, and, if lucky, find signs of intelligent life. It was a crew of 40 scientists, engineers, and a handful of military personnel for security. The ship was state-of-the-art, bristling with sensors and powered by humanity's latest breakthroughs in fusion and warp technology. The crew was in high spirits. Humanity had only recently achieved faster-than-light travel, and the possibilities seemed endless. Captain Elaine Morgan, a no-nonsense woman with sharp eyes and a sharper wit, stood on the bridge, sipping her coffee as the ship glided through the inky blackness of space. "Anything interesting on the scanners?" she asked, her voice calm but laced with curiosity. Lieutenant Raj Patel, the ship's chief science officer, leaned over his console. "Just the usual. A few asteroid fields, some gas giants. Nothing to write home about." "Keep looking," Morgan said. "We're bound to find something eventually." They found something, all right. It started as a blip on the long-range sensors, a massive object moving at sublight speeds. Patel frowned, adjusting the parameters. "Captain, we've got something big out there. Metallic. Definitely artificial." Morgan set her coffee down. "How big?" "Big enough to make the Odyssey look like a lifeboat." The bridge fell silent. The crew exchanged glances, a mix of excitement and apprehension. "Bring us closer," Morgan ordered. As the Odyssey approached, the object resolved into a massive starship, easily 5 kilometers long. Its hull was a patchwork of sleek black metal and glowing blue lines, giving it an almost organic appearance. The ship was bristling with weaponry, turrets, missile bays, and what looked like energy cannons. "Definitely not human," Patel murmured. "You think?" quipped Lieutenant Sarah Hayes, the ship's weapons officer. Before anyone could respond, a deep, resonant voice filled the bridge. It wasn't coming from the ship's speakers, but seemed to resonate in their very minds. "Attention, unidentified vessel. You have entered the territory of the Galactic Empire. Power down your engines and prepare to be boarded." The crew froze. Morgan recovered first. "Well, that's direct." Patel was already scanning for the source of the transmission. "It's coming from the big ship. They're projecting it directly into our minds, some kind of telepathic technology." "Creepy," Hayes muttered. Morgan straightened. "Open a channel. Let's see if we can talk to them." Patel nodded, and a moment later, the Odyssey's communication system came to life. "This is Captain Elaine Morgan of the Earth vessel Odyssey. We come in peace." There was a pause, then the voice returned, colder this time. "Earth. We are unfamiliar with this designation. You will power down your engines and prepare to be boarded. Non-compliance will be met with force." Hayes snorted. "Friendly bunch, aren't they?" Morgan ignored her. "We're explorers," she said into the comm. "We mean no harm. Surely we can discuss this." Another pause. Then, without warning, a beam of blue light shot out from the alien ship, enveloping the Odyssey. Alarms blared as the ship's systems flickered. "They're scanning us," Patel shouted. "Shields up," Morgan barked. Hayes complied, but it was clear the Odyssey was outmatched. The alien ship's technology was far beyond anything humanity had encountered. Then, just as suddenly as it started, the beam vanished. The alarms quieted, leaving an uneasy silence. The voice returned, but this time it was different. There was a note of confusion, even disbelief. "Humans," Morgan frowned. "Yes, we're humans. From Earth. Who are you?" There was another pause, longer this time. When the voice returned, it was laced with something unexpected. Amusement. "You are primitive. Your technology is laughable. And yet, And yet what? Morgan demanded. And yet you have achieved faster-than-light travel. Curious. Hayes crossed her arms. Well, excuse us for not having a 5-kilometer death machine. The voice ignored her. Very well, humans. You will be brought aboard our vessel. Do not resist. Before anyone could protest, a shimmering field of light enveloped the Odyssey. The crew felt a strange sensation, as if they were being stretched and compressed at the same time. When it ended, they found themselves in a massive hangar bay, surrounded by towering alien figures. The aliens were humanoid, but stood over 8 feet tall, with elongated limbs and skin that shimmered like liquid metal. Their eyes glowed faintly, and their movements were unnervingly smooth. They wore armor that seemed to shift and flow like a second skin. One of them stepped forward, clearly the leader. I am Commander Vyrak of the Imperial Navy. You will explain yourselves. Morgan stepped forward, trying to project confidence despite the odds. We're explorers. We didn't mean to trespass. We're just looking for knowledge. Vyrak tilted his head, his glowing eyes narrowing. Knowledge? Primitive creatures like you have no place in the affairs of the Empire. Hayes couldn't help herself. Primitive, says the guy wearing liquid tinfoil. Several of the aliens turned their glowing eyes on her, and for a moment Morgan thought they might attack. But then Vyrak did something no one expected. He laughed. It was a strange sound, like metal scraping against metal, but it was unmistakably laughter. The other aliens looked at him in shock. Humans, Vyrak said, his voice tinged with amusement. You are bold. I'll give you that. Very well. I will humor you. Tell me about your Earth. Morgan hesitated, then began to explain. She spoke of humanity's struggles and triumphs, their wars and discoveries, their art and culture. As she spoke, the aliens listened, their expressions unreadable. When she finished, Vyrak was silent for a long moment. Then he said, You are a curious species. Weak, yet resilient. Primitive, yet innovative. Perhaps there is more to you than meets the eye. Hayes smirked. Damn right there is. Vyrak ignored her. Very well, humans. You may go, but know this. The Empire will be watching. With that, the aliens returned the Odyssey to its original position in space. As the crew scrambled to assess the ship's systems, Morgan sat back in her chair, a thoughtful expression on her face. Well, she said finally, that could have gone worse. Hayes grinned. I don't know. I think we made a pretty good first impression. Patel shook his head. I'm not sure if they think we're brilliant or insane. Maybe both, Morgan said with a smile. As the Odyssey resumed its journey, the crew couldn't help but wonder what the future held. Humanity had made contact with the Galactic Empire, and while the encounter had been strange and tense, it had also been undeniably human. And somewhere, deep in the heart of the Empire, Commander Vyrak found himself chuckling. Humans, he thought. What a fascinating species.